Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is that you're joining me for this video. Thank you for clicking on the Penboy Roy Fountain Pen Review channel. Subject of today's video, the Legrande Bellezza Gemstone Edition by Pineider. Okay. Pineider was a paper brand established in the year 1774 in Florence, Italy, by the guy who played Napoleon from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. His name was Val Gardena. His shop received many visitors, of whom was the actual Napoleon. In the year 1884, Pineider started making pens and inks, but they didn't really gain much steam. Why? Because the great Dante del Vecchio hadn't been born just yet. In the year 2001, the Italian government makes Pineider the official supplier of the G8 summit. In 2017, the brand shoots up some adrenaline and revamps their company. It was at this time that they scoop up Dante del Vecchio, aka Thor's dad. Now he designed new pens. One such pen was the Legrande Bellezza Pineider. It was a limited edition run released last year in 2017. This pen here is the newer edition, called the Gemstone Collection. It is made of ground marble and resin. Now, just take a second and let what happened here sink in. It's actually really impressive when you think about it. As we've seen with the Homo sapien by Visconti, the lava rock pen, Dante has once again found a way to transport kilos and kilos of ground up powdered rock mixed into pens across state lines throughout the world, without raising any red flags with drug enforcement agencies anywhere. If it were to turn out he were some type of big-time drug trafficker, he is going to go down in history as the most clever drug trafficker ever. Not only for undetected drug trafficking, but for the elevation of the class and status of those involved in illicit drug sales by improving their handwriting. Fountain pens have a place for everyone. That's all I have for the background information. Moving on to the neutral zone. Those elements about the pen that are neither good or bad, or can be good or bad depending on you. Let me start with the nib. The scroll work is very decorative as it runs along the shoulders of the nib. It has a keyhole breather hole. Under that is a logo and the name Pineider, pronounced Pineider in Italian. Under that is the nib size, the name of the nib reading quill nib, as well as the gold content. The feed is a standard Bach feed. Both the nib and feed are part of an unscrewable nib unit. The grip section is an hourglass-shaped grip section, just like the original version. It has a knurled rim, more than likely put there to defeat any chafing that may occur due to the magnet. Above that is a softer piece of plastic that extends ever so slightly past the circumference of the metal portion of the grip section, no doubt to protect the metal, once again, from chafing caused by the magnets rubbing against each other. When you remove the unscrewable nib unit, you'll notice that the plastic protector is also removable and is friction fit. The grip threads are also metal, unified with the grip section. These screw into the resin marble inner threads of the body. Take a look at these cutouts. These are not present on the previous edition, nor is it a common element seen with turned acrylics. So it does make me wonder if the pen making process was different for this pen as opposed to a regular turned acrylic pen. The rest of the body is a cylindrical body with a slight taper. It tapers to the end finial, which is a metal plain finial with no inscriptions. The cap is identical with the original in terms of shape. It has a finial with the brand name in raised relief style. The clip is a quill-shaped clip. It is spring-loaded and offers a light amount of tension. The center band, just like the grip section, is a knurled center band with Pineider on the front. And on the rear, the phrase, "The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog." Now here's something worth noting. In the cap, where the magnet is located, there is a coating on the inside on the magnet, something wax-like. Now this is absent from the original. This leads me to believe that it was placed there to address the issue of the scuffing caused by the magnet to the grip section as shown in the original pen. Now be advised, this causes a difference in the magnetic attraction. In the original, the cap snaps on with a more articulated and quick snap. On the newer version, it is a softer touch and a very slightly weaker magnetic attraction. It's not enough to cause concern for the pen falling apart with normal usage, but it is something worth noting. The pen was packaged in the standard Pineider box that falls apart once you open it. Inside, you have the doorstop looking box that is magnetically closed, and inside that is the pen sitting atop a shelf. Underneath it is our sample gift cards. There's 6 included. Then inside a small envelope you have instructions, history of the company, warranty info, etc. That's all I have for the neutral zone. Moving on to the good. Those elements about the pen that are good. First of all, let's talk about the way the pen writes. It is generously wet and does not have any issues that I have encountered regarding skipping, ink starvation when pushing the line variation, railroading, or hard starting. The nib is a new nib. It is one of a kind, designed by the great Dante Del Vecchio with the German nib manufacturer Bach. It is designed to emulate an actual quill. It is referred to as the quill nib. It is a 14 karat gold nib. This one is an extra fine. It was designed with a longer and more narrow body. This also has cutouts to enable more flexibility. The result creates for a writing experience that is in fact soft at the same time brush-like. In my opinion, this is not a flex nib due to the lack of any significant snapback or spring. While it does provide line variation, there isn't really a good sense of gauge when it comes to how far the user can take it when trying to push the line variation. Therefore, a user must use caution not to spring the tines. The feel of the nib when writing is very soft and at the same time very smooth. This line is also very wet and ink flow is plenty generous. Let's talk about the material. I suspect that this pen was milled as opposed to lathed. Regardless, it is such a beautiful pen. Does it have the depth and chatoyance that the original edition has? No. It looks more like an actual rock, not intended for snorting, polished to a very glass and glossy-like sheen. It feels solid and has a look and feel that is certainly compensatory to a pen that is in this price range. I also love that the brand is willing to step up and make changes to improve the pen. Little things like safeguarding against the pen damaging itself by normal usage in the cap, the grip, and whatnot are signs that the company is a company that is determined to stick around. That's all I have for the good. Moving on to the bad. Let's talk coin. The MSRP for this pen is $498. It can be purchased at retailers in the United States for $397.95, such as Goldspot pens, which is where I got this one. This one was provided to me as a loan for review. However, it's looking like this one is staying in the collection, and I'm going to be shelling out some greens for this pen. Now, regarding the price, it seems that Pineider is willing to come down in price to be competitive, when they didn't really need to. This pen is worth more, in my opinion, than other brands that ask for the same amount of money. There is, however, a caveat. Moving on to the ugly. Those elements about the pen that should not be, but are. When it comes to quality control and quality of this pen, there are certainly no issues. The only thing I have to say about this pen is in the design of the nib. I think that due to its design and innovation, it will alienate some users. This pen, as much as I love it, is not my favorite writer due to the flavor of how it writes. It is a quill nib, and named so deservingly and appropriately. It offers line variation, but not enough to call it a flex nib. It is very wet and draws a thick line that is on par with a medium, and not fine enough to even call a fine, let alone an extra fine. It is a writing experience that is unique, and many may find it not suitable for everyday writing, particularly for someone who does not have good or experienced pressure control. It's high noon, decision-making time. Should you or should you not pull the trigger on the Legrande Bellezza di Pineider Pana a Fontana? Is it a good everyday writer? Maybe. Is it a work of art? For sure. It is designed with the concept of more than just using it to write. It was designed with elements that one needs to learn about and appreciate to see the value in it. Therefore, pull the trigger if you're looking for a pen that is a statement of art and refinement. For me, the beauty of this pen was enough to decide to pull the trigger and shell out the green, even though it's not going to be my most frequently used pen. However, if you're a newer user who is more on the side of thrift and frugal, as well as care more about a writing experience that can get you through more typical day-to-day writing needs, I think it would behoove you to consider other options that are less money. And definitely pull the trigger if you're a big-time trafficker of powdery substances and want to use this pen as a study on how to do such trafficking undetected. That was my review on the Pineider LeGrande Bellezza fountain pen. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out the script below for information on how to get exclusive discounts to Goldspot pens, as well as how to connect with me via Facebook and Instagram. It's pretty simple actually, it's at PenboyRoy. Thanks goes out to Goldspot Pens for making it possible for me to review pens beyond my own means. Much love. And much love to you guys for watching and supporting. None of this is worth dog vomit without you guys. Thank you. Love you guys. Be well. Be safe.